Guys, I'm making this video because I literally totally forgot to include some very important information in my last video regarding Biden's little tax plan and him trying to track your cryptocurrency transactions. And this is super important to me, guys, because like I said, I worked in the financial services industry before, and I was assuming that everybody knew that exchanges of cryptocurrency or redemptions of cryptocurrency are taxable events. And I should not make that assumption that everybody knows that. All right, so let's take a look at this video if you guys haven't seen it, because it's funny, right? It was in the last video of this guy complaining about Biden, okay, and how he thinks that, you know, Biden's new tax plan, he's going after people for their cryptocurrency, trying to tax them on it. And again, it's clear to me that he doesn't understand that exchanges or redemptions of cryptocurrencies are taxable events. I want to explain to you guys in more detail why what Biden doing in terms of tracking transfers is a big deal in regarding preventing tax evasion. I just want you guys to understand this, okay? Because it's important for those of us who are participating in this market.
African Americans out here. I'm gonna be one of the first people to say it. The Caucasian Republicans was right. Biden ain't the man that found out that black people are turning $20 into $200,000 by jumping into the cryptocurrency with these Shibas, these Doges, these Kinsus, these Safe Moons, and now he trying to put tax on it because he know one thing: black people ain't trying to let their money sit that long. If we hit for 10,000, we pulling out. Now he want to put taxes on all this. Then yeah, I have no problems. I want to rescind my vote, and I want Trump back in the goddamn chair. Because one thing about Trump understands business, and he don't like people messing with his money. And right now, Biden is trying to mess with our money. We don't like it. We sorry, Caucasian Republicans. I am personally sorry.
Okay, I should have told you guys and made it very clear that the IRS classifies cryptocurrencies as property, okay? So similar to stock. And if you exchange a cryptocurrency, right? So if you exchange Bitcoin for Ethereum or Bitcoin to Tether or USD or whatever, right? That is a taxable event, just like, you know, trading stock, right? It's a taxable event, and you're supposed to report that to the IRS. Now, what is the reason why Biden is trying to track certain cryptocurrency transfers? Okay, the reason why is because not all exchanges report the transactions to the IRS. Okay, so US based exchanges like Coinbase and Binance US can report this to the IRS. Okay, now I'm going to go into greater detail about the difference between the tax forms that you may or may not receive from a US exchange versus a non-US exchange versus a regular US brokerage firm or financial institution like Robinhood or something like that a little bit later on in this video. So if you make an exchange of a cryptocurrency, right, Bitcoin to you know, USDT or USDC, or Bitcoin for Ethereum or for some other currency, yes, that is a taxable event. And technically, if you use your cryptocurrencies to buy anything as well, okay, so let's say you use your Bitcoin to buy a Tesla, that is also a taxable event, which doesn't really make sense for you to use Bitcoin to buy a Tesla, because you're using an investment, an asset, to buy a depreciating asset that you're going to pay taxes on the vehicle, and you're going to pay taxes, capital gains taxes, on the asset that you sold. So probably not a good financial decision. And just like any other taxable event, right? For example, if you are trading stock, you have short-term capital gains, which means that you held an asset for less than a year. You have long-term capital gains, which means you held it for more than a year. And then you have, again, capital gains and capital losses. Okay, capital gains add to your taxable income. Capital losses take away from your taxable income up until a certain point, depending on if you can offset those capital gains with capital losses. And if you can't, then, you know, you may be able to offset some ordinary income, again, up until a certain point. Make sure you consult a tax advisor on this stuff. Okay, just consult a tax advisor, all right, when it comes to crypto stuff. But I'm just trying to give a beginner's explanation here. Now, what is the difference between doing these transactions on a US-based cryptocurrency exchange versus doing it at a regular, normal US-based brokerage firm like a Robinhood, a Fidelity, a Vanguard? Now, a US-based financial institution like a brokerage firm, a Robinhood, Fidelity, Vanguard, they are going to generate what is called a 1099-B. Okay, and they're going to send that to the IRS. That's the tax form that you use in order to show your capital gains and losses on your investments throughout the year. Okay, now the difference is that these US exchanges, okay, like these cryptocurrency exchanges like Coinbase or Binance US, they probably are not going to generate a 1099-B. They're probably not going to generate that for you, okay? But the issue is that if the IRS believes that you are trading cryptocurrency, or they have a reason to believe that you are trading them, then they can request that information from these US-based cryptocurrency exchanges. For example, like a Coinbase or a Binance US. And at that point, those companies will give that information to the IRS if the IRS was to request that information. Okay, so even though you might not get a tax form from Coinbase or Binance US, the IRS, if they want to know your information, all they have to do is request it. Now, they're probably not going to send the information to the IRS because, again, you're not getting a tax form. But again, if the IRS requests that information, they will have to furnish it. Now, this applies for your exchanges, okay, and your redemptions. Now, transfers are not taxable events. Biden just wants to track those transfers because you can send those transfers to foreign exchanges that don't necessarily have to report to the IRS. What happens is that those transactions are not necessarily trackable by the IRS. So what Biden wants to do is he wants to know that, okay, Jim Bob transferred $10,000 to a foreign exchange. Now they know that you have money transferred to an exchange that might not be based in the US. That's why he wants to implement this new rule. Okay, and I just want to make sure I explain that and I follow up because that video of that guy complaining at the beginning of that video, he strongly implies that crypto transactions are not taxable, and that's not true. They are taxable. It's just that because a lot of people are doing transactions on these foreign exchanges, and the IRS doesn't necessarily know about it, they don't think that they have to report it when technically they do have to report it. Now, again, because it's on a foreign exchange, the exchange themselves won't report it. The IRS is relying on you to report whatever transactions that you do. Okay, and you're supposed to do that. I don't condone any illegal activity. I'm just saying. Okay, on these foreign exchanges, they don't necessarily report to the IRS. And if the IRS actually wanted the information, it would be very hard for them to get it, right? It'd basically be impossible because these foreign exchanges do not have to report to the IRS or do anything the IRS says because they're not under U.S. jurisdiction. Unlike U.S.-based cryptocurrency exchanges and U.S.-based brokerage firms. So, with that being said, I just wanted to clear that up. So if you are making transactions on a foreign exchange, then you need to be cognizant that you have to report those to the IRS. Now, to help you out, there are apps and companies out there that can prepare a little tax sheet or calculate your gains for you from these foreign exchanges. Okay, so again, you can look this stuff up and you can find a software company to do all this stuff for you if you have transactions on a foreign exchange, so that you're not, going through a foreign exchange, because they are very confusing to a lot of people trying to figure out, okay, I randomly sold, Bitcoin for Ethereum or whatever. Like, I don't know how to do this. There are apps out there that can calculate all that stuff for you. Okay, so you might want to look into that. Okay, if you don't know. So, for example, let's reiterate here, if you buy $10,000 worth of Bitcoin, okay, and you make $20,000 off of it, as in you sold coins, okay, and that's your gains from your sale, you sold it or exchanged it for another asset, then you need to report those $20,000 worth of gains to the IRS, okay? That's, again, what you're supposed to do. And if you do this on a foreign exchange, the IRS is not necessarily going to know about it because, again, they're not subject to U.S. jurisdiction. Okay, but the thing is that if the IRS do find out, then you could be in trouble. But, you know, hey, at the end of the day, whether or not they can actually do that, hey, you know, it is what it is. I don't know, right? And I will say this. If you do send your money to a foreign exchange and then you send money back from your foreign exchange to a U.S. exchange like Coinbase or some U.S. financial institution like your bank account, then you will have a paper trail, okay? And yeah, that paper trail could raise some eyebrows from the IRS. So it's probably better to be safe than sorry when using these foreign exchanges. And again, like I said, there are apps out there that can help you calculate whatever type of taxable liabilities that you may or may not have. Yeah, consult your tax accountant when it comes to this cryptocurrency stuff. I just wanted to make this video so that, you know, I don't want to mislead anybody in regards to cryptocurrencies and the taxable nature of these assets, because they are taxable and you are supposed to report them to the IRS. So it really was bothering me. It really was. That's why I had to make this video. It really bothered me. So I wanted to make this video so I could basically go to sleep tonight knowing that, okay, I clarified some information that I left out and I should have, I don't know. I just assumed that everybody watching the video knew that, you know, this stuff was a taxable event. So anyways, let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.